What's up, family? A man who shot and killed a middle school student who he thought was breaking into a car has been arrested and charged with murder. Lock him up. But there's more to this story, fam. There's a lot to unpack here. Jason Lewis, 41, turned himself in to police in Washington, D.C. on Tuesday morning after authorities obtained a warrant for his arrest, Metropolitan Police Chief Robert Conti said during a news conference. Lewis, an employee of D.C.'s Department of Parks and Recreation, is facing one count of second-degree murder while armed, according to court documents. The charge comes weeks after Lewis fatally shot 13-year-old Karan Blake outside his home in the early morning hours of January 7. Lewis, who is a licensed concealed carry permit holder, told police that he was in bed when he heard noises outside and observed someone that appeared to be tampering with vehicles. Lewis told authorities he yelled out, "Hey, what are y'all doing?" before Karan beelined at him, and he fired 2 shots. But according to the affidavit, that was a lie. Police say Lewis fired 3 shots, one at a vehicle that they identified as the getaway car, and 2 at Karan. Now, they say that Karan pretty much begged for his life. He said, "Please don't shoot, I'm a kid, I'm 12 years old. Don't shoot me." And Lewis fired anyway. Now, a surveillance camera that was situated in the area is what captured all of this. And apparently they have audio and video. So it took them a few weeks to make the arrest. This happened back on January 7th. And it took them a few weeks to make the arrest. Now, when asked why, the chief of police said, "Hey, we was trying to make sure that this wasn't a self-defense case." And obviously they feel like it was not a self-defense case. They feel like Lewis was the aggressor. He did not have to shoot. The kid was running away. That's interesting because oftentimes black people are running away and the police shoot them and the police get to walk. It's funny how that works, right? But hey, anyway, moving on. I told y'all it was many layers to this. Another thing is this, fam. Okay. With so much robbery going on, I know, like me, you guys have had to think about what would you do under these type of situations if you were being robbed. If I was personally being robbed, somebody is invading my house, they're trying to get into the car. Well, the house is different. You're trying to come into my house, I'm gonna give you everything you're looking for. And I'm not trying to see how old somebody is or whatever. I'm just gonna go for it, right? Because people can lie about age and all that stuff. But besides all of that, these little kids, they killing too. They kill it, So if they got it on their mind to kill you, you don't know that. So first law of nature, self-preservation. But let's move outside to the vehicle. It's a kid trying to steal a car. I'm just not that heartless where it's a kid, an unarmed kid that I can clearly see looks like a little kid, but doing something he ain't got no business doing. Yes, foul, yes, low down, but damn, what about mercy? And I know we've all been there, man. If you haven't been there yourself, you know somebody that you love that has been there and they were spared. Kids do a lot of dumb things. Obviously, although he was young, he had the presence of mind when he knew that it was going down for real to yell out, "Hey, I'm a kid. Don't shoot me. I'm only 12. Now, I do believe this dude intentionally killed this boy. He wanted to kill somebody. This is my belief. I believe that Jason Lewis saw an opportunity to kill. He was hot that somebody was trying to break in cars, which wasn't even his car. But he's going to go out there and he's going to be the neighborhood watchman. I'm going to make sure I'm going to stop the threat. There ain't no real threat. At least I'm going to stop the threat to these cars being stolen or broken into. So he going to go out here and he going to play Billy Badass and he's going to gun this kid down. He going out there to gun anybody down, but it happened to be a kid, so he get it too, right? So I feel that there is some culpability there, because he did not have to kill this kid. Now, let's talk about the reaction of the mother. Fam, I gotta call a strike, and a ball a ball. When I heard the mother talk, she started off good. She was like, people are saying, where was he? Why was he out at 4 o'clock in the morning? Why was your child out at 4 o'clock in the morning? She said, would you rather him had been killed at 4 p.m.? Which was a bravo moment, right? Made a lot of sense to me. But then she started talking about how some kids have to grow up faster than others, and how he helped her. He helped her with the house, and he was the man of the house. And she was very defiant about it. Let me explain something to you. It is impossible for a 12-year-old kid to be the man of the house, even if he lived by himself and he paid all the bills. He's still a kid. He's the kid of the house. And these mothers who are raising these boys and that identify them as the man of the house, you're out of pocket. Only a man can be a man of the house. He's a boy. And what happens is the same thing that happened with me. I'm really self-appointed man of the house. And I feel like I got to go out here and go get it and come back with it, help my mama, because my daddy didn't do what he's supposed to do. So I feel like I got to go out there and get it. So what happened to me? I put myself at risk. I go out there and start getting involved in stuff I ain't got no business getting involved in, taking folks' stuff, basically being an outlaw. The danger with calling a boy the man of the house is oftentimes that boy might try to emulate how he thinks a man is supposed to behave. He might start drinking, smoking, cussing whenever he feel like it, being argumentative with his mother. If he's really aggressive, he might even put his hands on her. He might decide that he want to be in the streets at 4 o'clock in the morning. When a mother calls her underage boy the man of the house, it puts psychological pressure on him that she can't even imagine, because it forces him to grow up faster than he should, which robs him of his childhood. You're going to put something like that on a child? So this is why so many of our young people, our young boys, end up dead in gangs with jackets on their back in prison before they can even decide what they really want to be in life, because they're forced to defer their dreams to try to go out there and try to help mama out. They feel forced to go out there and do it. And then oftentimes when the mama know that they out of pocket and they're not doing the right thing, but they bringing that money back, she'll just turn a blind eye. Knowing what you're... I can't say for certain, fam, and I know this gonna piss some people off, it's gonna hurt some people, but it's my opinion from the mother's reaction that she had an idea at least what her son might be doing out there in the streets at 4 o'clock in the morning. She had an idea what her son was doing. Remember, she said sometimes boys are forced, some kids are forced to grow up faster than others. And he was the man of the house. You see? All that go together with hustling, going out there to get it and come back with it. If your son out at 4 o'clock in the morning, man, you know what's happening. He up to no good. Ain't no kid, no 13-year-old kid supposed to be out at, past midnight, even close to midnight, especially on a school night. Was it school night? Not sure if it was school night, but it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. The bottom line is, I do believe that the mother is culpable in this situation. Now, again, I know some people gonna look at that and say, man, you really need to blame that woman, man, she lost her child. Hey fam, let me tell you something. I'm gonna call a strike, and a ball. And, as much as I love my own mama, I had to tell the truth. If it wasn't for some of her actions, I wouldn't have done some of the things that I did. If it wasn't for some of the actions of my father, I wouldn't have did some of the things that I did. And I think until we face those facts and we be honest with ourselves, we can't change our behavior, because all we're gonna do is keep on making excuses. We're just gonna keep on making excuses for why our sons are getting killed, why we don't have, I saw it's a woman in Chicago, I think it was FBG Duck's mother. I think she lost 5 kids or something to gun violence. 5? Say, fam, a parent's first job is to protect their children. That's your first job as a parent. And sometimes there are situations that are beyond a parent's control. But there's more often than not, it's in their control. It's in the control of the parents to protect their children. And when they fail to do that, sometimes the consequences are deadly. But anyway, fam, y'all drop a comment and let me know what y'all think about this. I'd love to hear your thoughts. R.I.P. Karan Blake. No more talk.